Welcome to our learning today. We're going to look at a few things, and thank you so much for choosing to learn from this channel. So today we are going to learn about indices, and that is a grade 9 concept. You'll also find that is the same concept in Form 2. That is for the old system that is being replaced by the competence-based education or the CBE education. So today we want to look at indices, and the first thing we need to understand what is an index. So an index is the first thing that we need to understand, and an index, this is when it is a singular, which is that is indices when it is plural. So in this case, our index, it means that this is a number. This is the number or the power. This is the power to which a number, that is a number is raised, power to which a number is raised, where the number becomes the base, where the number that is raised, the number raised becomes the base. So basically what we need to understand is what does it mean by an index. So the index is the power to which a number is raised, where the number raised becomes the base. So in that case, it means that we need to understand how a certain number can be expressed in certain different ways, and the different ways, one of it we are talking about today is an index form. So representing a number in index form, representing a number in index form, we are going to represent it by this nature. We have a number which is a raised to b. So in this case, our b here and our a, they are going to be the base, and that is the index. So our b becomes our index. Our b becomes our index, and a becomes the base. Our b becomes the index, and a is our base that we are talking about. So the next thing you need to understand is this. This concept of indices, this is connected to a concept on factors, because if you need to understand or you need to represent a number, then you need to also understand the factors of those numbers. So the factors concept, it is very, very important. That is on our, that is representing of numbers. So we are going to look at an example. We're going to look at an example here. And this example, we are going to start, the question will state, express the following numbers, in index form. Express the following numbers in index form. Then part A, we have 8. So in this case, you need to understand how we arrive at 8. And one of the key things I've said is that you need to understand the factors of 8. So we are going to express 8 in different ways, and then from there we are going to form, that is an index form, or we are going to rewrite our number 8 in index form. So if you find the prime numbers, or you express 8 in terms of prime numbers, it's going to be, we start with 2, 2 divides there 4, again 2 divides here 2, and then we have 2, which is going to give us 1. So this number expressed in terms of the product of its that is prime numbers, it's going to be 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 power 1. A number a raised to power 1 is the same as a. So we have 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 1. So if you have 2 raised to 1, if we have 2 raised to 1, we are going to have this number. We have 2 repeating itself, that is thrice. 2 repeating itself thrice. So the number of times 2 is repeating is thrice, and we're going to see in our next lesson on a concept on still indices. So if it is repeating itself thrice, then we are going to remain our number 2 is going to be the base. Our number 2 is going to be the base. Now the index, it is the number of times it's going to repeat itself. So 2 repeats itself how many times? 1, 2, 3. So 3 is our number to which 2 has been raised. And this one is a confirmation. In mathematics, there is nothing like guesswork. You have to ascertain that the answer you are getting is giving a solution, or it's filling a certain gap that could be missing somewhere. So in this case, we have 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So the number that is 8 can be expressed in terms of product numbers, that is prime numbers. And then again, it can be expressed now in index form. So the index form we are talking about, it is this one. This is the index form. This is our index form. We can look at the next example. For example, you have a number like 64, and then you are supposed to write this number in terms of that is index form. So what do? We start with the common thing, that is finding the product of each prime numbers. So we have 2 here dividing by 32. We have 2 here dividing by 16. We have 2 here dividing by 8. We have 2 here dividing by 4. We have 2 here dividing by 2. We have 2 here dividing by 1. So we have 2, 2, 2. So this number expressed in terms of product of the prime number is going to be 2 times 2 times 2. Imefika ya 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we have 2 repeating itself, that is a number of times. We have 2 repeating itself a number of times. So this number 64, we have expressed it in terms of our products of each prime number. So the next thing, we have said this. The number we have here is 2. So 2 is going to be our base. 2 is going to be our base. And then the next thing we need to do is understand how many times has 2 repeated itself. It has repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the number of times 2 has repeated itself is going to be our index number. So it's going to be 2 power 6. So what you're going to realize, our number here 6 is going to be our index, and then you're going to have number 2 here is going to be our base. We have number that is 2 there, which is going to be our base, and we also have our number that is 6, which is going to be our index. So the most important thing you need to understand is how you are going, or you are supposed to express that is a given number in terms of that is index form, in terms of index form. We can do 2 more examples. We have number 3 here. We have a number which is 27. So 27, the first thing we need to express this number in terms of its products. So 2 does not divide 27. So we go to the next prime number, which is 3. 3 divides 27 by 9. Again, 3 divides 9 by 3. So we have 3 here. 3 divides 3 by 1. So our number expressed in terms of product numbers is going to be 3 times 3 times 3. So next thing, our number that is repeated is 3. So the number that is repeated is going to be our base. And then next thing, how many times has it been repeated? How many times? We have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 power 3. So the solution to that one is going to be 3 power 3. And we have said that the index now is the number of times our number has been repeated, and the base becomes now the number that is being repeated in quite a number that is of times. So we are going to have here another number which is 125, sorry, 125. So 125, we are going to express this number first in terms of prime numbers. It is making it easier for us so that we are able to identify which is the base and which is our index. So our number here, 2 does not divide 125, 3 does not divide 125, so we go to the next prime number. 4 is not a prime number, so we go to 5. 5 divides 125 by, that is 25. Again 5, again we have 5 by 20, not 25. 5 divides 25 by 5, and then 5 divides 5 by 1. So our number written, that is in terms of the product of the prime numbers, is 5 out of 5. So the number repeated is 5. So 5 becomes our base. How many times has our numbers been repeated? The number has repeated 1, 2, 3. So 3 becomes our index. So by that, you are able to know how that is our different numbers can be expressed in terms of index form. So what happens is this. You may be given, for example, in an exam situation, you are given a number and then you are asked to express that number that has been written in index form in terms of the normal numbers that we use. So we can also check on the reverse of the same. We can do a reverse of the same, whereby you are just written, a number is just written, and then you are supposed, that is to rewrite it. It is written in index form, and then you are supposed, that is to write it probably in expanded form, and then you find your answer. So in this case, we are going to do, that is another question. Express the following indices in terms of the product of their prime numbers. So we can also talk about expanded form. So we can have a number like 32, not 32, 2 raised to 5. So in expanded form, just writing inclusion of our, that is numbers with the multiplication table. So you just have to repeat 2, that is 5 times, times 2, times 2, times 2. Next thing is solving this. 2 times 2 is just 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. So you can be asked to do a reverse of that. You are given a number in index form, and then you are supposed to solve it. So we have a number like 3 raised to power 4. It's going to be, the first thing, the number is repeated 4 times, that is 3. So we have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So we are going to have 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3, 27. 27 times 3 is 81. 27 times 3 is 81. We can do another example. We have a number like 10 raised to power 4, which is going to be 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So 10 has been repeated, that is 4 times. So 10 times 10 is 100, 100 times 10 is 1,000, 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. So be able to write those numbers. That is in expanded form. That is when you are including multiplication sign between those numbers. So simply that is how you are able to express our different numbers in index form. Thank you so much. Let's meet in our next class. Fanya maamuzi leo.